Well, this is day two of this trip down to Tennessee to our holiday home around Jamestown, between Big South Fork and Jamestown. We've got our place down here. And you may be asking, why is the hood open on Krusty again? I thought we had that all put together. So, a little bit of a change of plans from last night. I was going to run this into town, go get some fuel, do some shopping at Walmart. That changed because, let me show you what we got here. The battery was a little bit low in here, and I did a little bit of research, and supposedly the alternator charging is tied into the computer, and there was low voltage on the battery, so that for whatever reason the voltage gauge in the dash in there, it was at zero. If I revved it up, it would hold a charge. So I did a little checking, and in order for the computer to know that it's supposed to be doing what it's supposed to be doing, there needs to be over 12.4 volts in there, and it was under that. I had about 11, so I got it on the charger, and I'm at 12.3. So I will start this up. I just didn't want to be running back snaky mountain roads, possibly with no headlights. So the change of plans, I'll head into Jamestown today, and maybe I'll stop at the China buffet for lunch. What else we got on the list here? Started to do some unloading in the trailer there. Got some of the tools out of there. Another prototype mission. Like I said, that's all I do in life is prototype, put it in the file, see if we can get another product line for down at the shop here. So this tractor, this is a TYM tractor. They do not make wheel weights for the back of these tractors. So talked to the dealership, they didn't have them. They can put fluid in the tires. Yes, that will help, but without that brush hog on the back, if I put a load of gravel in that bucket, I'll flip this damn thing over. Scary as shit. Brand spanking new tractor, and I can't put a load of gravel in the bucket. So, wheel weights. So what we've got in there is, we've got a nice flat surface. We got an opportunity. We got 4 mounting holes right here that I'm utilizing. And here's what I came up for this wheel weight here. I've got 2 pieces of 1-inch plate, and I took and I cut this and put slots in here. And these slots here, 4 of the 8 slots are going to line up with those holes. The other ones are in there just as a maybe if something had to be done in there. But anyways, I've got enough room for 2 wheel weights on each side, possibly 3 if I need it, but we're going to start out with 2. So each one of these are about 40 pounds, so I got about 120 pounds of weight to the back, and you do the math on there and you multiply that times the leverage, yada yada yada. I can haul, I can get a little more capacity out of the bucket there. And I'm going to take it down and have fluid put in these tires. So between the fluid and these wheel weights, we're going to see if we can keep this frickin' tractor on the ground. So what I had to do is, I got one side on already, and my bolts are too short. I'm going to snug them up. They're not going to get in there, so that's a note to self, and put that into the drawings that I have for this. And this is one of those prototype jobs that build that it may never go anywhere, but I'll just put just a simple little flyer, a few pictures together, and I will email that out to a few dealerships, see if there's some sort of an interest for aftermarket wheel weights for it. So it starts out with that. My brackets that I have in there, like I said, these bolts are too short. It's just a grade 8 bolt that I put a bend in it, and I simply just take that on my fancy little, well, it's not too fancy. It's my little anvil that I made here out of a piece of railroad tie last time I was down here. And simply just take that bolt. I got a hole in the center of this. And we've got a bolt. And I got a little marking on the bench here to make sure I got the angles all the same on them. And it looks good. So, one more prototype for the books. Get this on there. I'll continue to tighten bolts up and I go from there. Oh, one other thing on that Jeep. Yesterday I said I was going to tighten the retorque the lug nuts on there. Good thing I did. The rear lug nuts on there, they were a whole lot looser than I wanted them to be. Reason being is I just put new studs on there and those need to be set, and then there's new wheels and there's new lug nuts. All those have to be set and work together. So anytime that you change up anything on any vehicle with lug nuts on there, retorque them a couple of times after you use them until everything seats itself in there. So just a little safety tip for you. Well, it's already getting hot. I got to finish getting my wheel weights on there, put the forks on there, but before I can put the forks on there, I got to do some reinforcing on them a little bit and start to get her unloaded. I will get back to you a little bit later on. Trying to head to town again with the Jeep. I think everything's doing good. Charged up the battery, and the voltage gauge on the inside seems to be holding its own. Let me check that thing, because before it crashed down, so the voltage gauge is where it's supposed to be right here. That's a good sign. Now, I think the problem was this light right here fell down during the trip and it was bouncing around down here. So I think what happened was that light was laying down, it was on, and maybe that's what drained the battery, or I have a short. So anyways, I fixed the problem with that. There's an incandescent bulb that got hotter than heck in there. So I went in there with frickin' needle nose and I ripped that frickin' bulb out. So a suggestion, anybody that's got one of those lights on these Jeeps, rip that thing, rip the guts out of it. You don't need it. It's going to be more problems than what it's worth. So, I am heading out. Got the grass cut and some of the weed whacking done. Just didn't feel quite right until I get some of the grass cut around here. So wheel weights did excellent on there on some of the hills and stuff over there. You can see that it gets a little tippy over there. So wheel weights did good. The little John Deere, pulled that out, brought that down to Tennessee here for its retirement. Had that 20 years plus, bought it used, and just keep hammering on that thing, and it does a good job. Put some chains on there, this thing will go through anything. So anyways, wish me luck again. Well, this is what this little Jeep was built for. Some of these snaky roads here in Tennessee, and it's sticking right with it. Almost to the point where I think my wife would enjoy driving crusty here on these roads. Well, Krusty made it to town. No problems whatsoever. Hung in on the roads. And just in case, I wore my comfortable walking shoes and a hat and brought extra water in case I had to hoof it into town if we broke down. But nope, it's doing good. So I am on my way to the Peking Buffet. Real good buffet there. I stop here once in a while for lunch, and it's not as good a food as what Della's family can make, but it's good food. So I'll be thanking you, Della. And then I got to stop at Save-A-Lot, no Walmart, and then Tractor and Supply. Everything I need right here, right? Well, it's the end of part 4, Saturday evening. Had a few things to do today. Have a few more things that I didn't get done today. Didn't get the trailer unloaded yet. That's still sitting there. But I did do the finished mowing and cutting on all the grass here. That was all bothering me. I couldn't focus until I got all the cutting done. So, well, thanks for sticking around. Catch you Sunday morning when I hopefully get to the trailer and start in on the containers that we've got located back in the corner here. That's the mission for Sunday, is to get some doors and windows in there. Well, thanks for sticking around with me today. Just going to go into my office and edit a few videos. So, this is where all the magic happens. It's a tiny house. It's another project that I built couple years back already, but I got my office set up in here and there's a bathroom in there. The biggest thing is we got AC in here, nice and cool. So, talk to you guys tomorrow. Thank you for watching Alan's Day. Life is about making choices. Some things are already perfect. Some things you may choose to upgrade. This channel will show you both. Please like, subscribe, and share. Thanks again.